Hey everybody. Chapter 6, Lesson 6 is all about inequalities. Inequalities is similar to equations in terms of the method to solve them. All of that work that you've learned from equations will transfer over to inequalities. They're 1 and 2 step problems where you're isolating the variable and balance the equation. The only difference is when you were doing an equation problem, there would only be one solution. X equals 3, y equals -2. But with inequalities, these are problems that have more than one solution. Some of these symbols may be familiar to you. This is a greater than sign. This is a greater than or equal to sign. Notice the little bar at the bottom means that it could also be equal to. This is a less than sign, and this is a less than or equal to sign. So, if you were doing a one-step equation, what we just did and what you just took a test on, you would have an equal sign. X plus 3 equals 10. We know we would subtract 3 from both sides, and we would get x equals 7. Just like that, right? On the left side, I isolated the variable. On the right side, I balanced the equation. 10 minus 3 is 7. And it works. I could even check it. I could put 7 in to the equation. And the check step works because the left side equals the right side. That's if this was an equation. Now that it's an inequality, not much has changed. The only difference is instead of an equal sign, you're going to see one of those symbols that you saw on the previous whiteboard. Okay, so let's change it to a greater than sign. X plus 3 is greater than 10. So how do I solve it? The same exact way you would if it's an equation. Even though it's an inequality, you're still isolating the variable with the inverse operation, and you're still balancing the equation by doing it to both sides. So now I would have x is greater than 7. So what does that mean? If x is greater than 7, and I'm going to do a whole second video on this, but if x is greater than 7, that means any number that you can think of that's greater than 7 is a solution. So that's why there's more than one solution now. It's an inequality, so there's more than one solution. So quick, think. What's a number that's greater than 7? 8, 9, 10, 100, 1 million. All of those are possible solutions. And what you're going to do today is you're going to pick 3 different solutions that would work, and you're going to show that they worked. So I'll demonstrate one now, and then in the next video, I'll show how to pick what solutions are good ones to check. So x greater than 7. So I'm going to pick, we'll start with the first integer that comes after 7, which would be 8. Now watch what happens when I substitute. 8 plus 3 greater than 10. 8 plus 3 is 11. Is 11 greater than 10? Yes. So my check step worked. Notice, unlike in the previous lessons, your check steps would always be this number equals this number. But now that it's greater than and less than, okay, it doesn't have to be that way. This number on the left side of the inequality needs to be greater than the number on the right side of the inequality. Notice it's saying inequality. So is 11 greater than 10? Yes. So that's one example to introduce you to our lesson. So remember, you used to be doing equations, which had one solution. Inequalities have more than one solution. These are the different signs that you need to know. And now I'm going to give you some more examples on what numbers are good to pick when you are checking if you solved your inequality correct.